Welcome to Acreates, to the Game Maker Studio 2 Beginner Trivia. I will cover some tricks and tips in Game Maker. How to randomize the starting position. Within the create function of your object, you drag in the jump to point function. You set the x value to a random number, for example 500, which means that it will be a random number between 0 and 500. For the I value we also use the random 500. Just before GameMaker really randomizes the number, we need to add in the function randomize to tell the engine to rethrow every single time the object is created in the scene. How to initiate a moving bullet. Within your player object, in the event key down space, we drag in the create instant function. Set its x and I value to a relative of 0, so that the starting position is from the central position of the player. Next, drag in move and speed and just set these values to be applied to the bullet instead of the player. Within the bullet itself, we create the event outside of room and make the bullet destroy itself when it's outside of the scene to prevent a data overload. How to make a minimap. Within the room properties, check enable viewports and make the first viewport named 0 visible, as this is the main camera view. Open viewport 1 and make it visible. This will be your minimap. Keep the camera settings the same, but change the viewport width and height to make a minimap. How to move the background. First we will import a sprite for the background layer. Select this one and select the horizontal tile and set the horizontal speed to a positive value within the background layer properties, so it's keeping repeating itself with a speed. How to make a parallax background. This looks a bit more complicated, but the theory is simple. First we import two images we want to move. For this method you can add as many background layers as you want. I will name them B1 and B2. Create an empty object. This will be the object controller. Within its create function we will call the two backgrounds. With background map using ds map create. Now we set the backgrounds we want to move. The smaller the number is the slower the layer will move. For creating a parallax background, it is important to make these numbers a bit different. In the step event we execute the following code to set the camera view and check if the player presses left or right. The ×8 that I used just means that in case we move left or right, it will be multiplied by 8. The bigger the number, the faster the speed. The variable view recalls the earlier speed of the map to be used as a new function. Variable to find the first ds map. And continue this with a repeat function to skip through all of those layers that we would have created in the create function to change the speed of the layers. I hope this makes sense. I hope you learned some new tricks and tips. This was Acreates, create more, enjoy more.